If I can, if they wanted me to, I would certainly intervene. That's the statement from US President Donald Trump on Kashmir. It's as if Trump is trying his best to poke into an issue just to prove his mettle as a deal maker. He wants to prove his ability as a world leader before the presidential election, and India has rightly rejected the offer. India maintains that Kashmir is a bilateral issue. It has resisted foreign intervention, even the ill-informed United Nations reports. But these attempts do not stop. So what can India do now? End the problem itself, mend what others are offering to mend, end the ambiguity on the status of Kashmir, abrogate 35A and 370. Let me explain this in detail. Many parties have wanted to interfere in the matter of Kashmir over the years, starting with the US in 1962, soon after the Indo-China War. More recently, in 2017, Iran offered to mediate on the issue if needed. In the same year, China also said it was willing to play a constructive role in Kashmir. The US under Donald Trump wants to play a role as well. In April 2017, Nikki Haley said that the Trump administration wants to quote-unquote de-escalate the conflict. Earlier this year, before Trump's offer to mediate, Russia's foreign minister Sergei Lavrov also said that Moscow was ready to help. Of course they are. All these bring to mind a famous Charles Dickens line from David Copperfield. Mr. Barkis is willing. What's the solution then? Remove the scope for mediation. The reason that Pakistan is able to speak about Kashmir to the international community is because India has not acted decisively or gone the whole hog on Kashmir. The unique special status accorded to Kashmir by the Constitution of India must go. The special status is viewed as a legacy problem. It has led to ambiguity. The annexation of Kashmir was unique, yes, but 2019 is not 1947. The controversial Articles 35A and 370 continue to remain to this day. Article 35A, for instance, allows Jammu and Kashmir, the government, to restrict property rights only to permanent residents of the state. That is, the descendants of the people who lived in Jammu and Kashmir before independence. Now, there's no place for such an article in today's India. Plus, Article 35A of the Constitution is on shaky ground legally. It was introduced through presidential decree, not through Parliament. This article has actually prevented normal flow of labour besides fueling separatist ideologies in the state. The government has the numbers in the Lok Sabha now. It has also managed to pass crucial bills in the Rajya Sabha. Now is the time to remove legal provisions like Article 35A, provisions which cause ambiguity about the status of J&K. As for Article 370, it's outright discriminatory. We cannot have separate laws on citizenship and property in one country. We cannot have different interpretation of rights of residents in different states. There is another issue to resolve as well. Successive governments have adopted their own ways to tackle militancy in Kashmir. Needless to say, they've all failed to yield the intended results. Be it the proactive policy of L.K. Advani, or the hope on insaniyat by Vajpayee, or the classic don't do anything to hurt the status quo policy of the UPA, or the outright muscular policy of the current government. Nothing has worked. Now the government has a chance to correct these historical wrongs, if I may call them those. And they can do so after engaging with the political powers in Kashmir. The state has been in a limbo since 2016. Now is the time for course correction. The BJP government under Vajpayee said that they cannot do away with the controversial law because they did not have the numbers. But now they do. So they can. And once India removes these legally contentious articles, it would send a strong message, a clear message for all the wannabe mediators that Kashmir is an integral part of India with the same legal structures that the rest of the country follows. As far as the issue of resumption of peace talks is concerned, India's position is clear. Pakistan must act against terror havens at home. The engagement, if required, will be done on the basis of the Shimla Agreement and the Lahore Declaration. We will celebrate 72 years of independence in 2 weeks from now. At 72, India cannot have special status of individual states, special provisions to discriminate against Indians from other states. Unless Jammu and Kashmir comes under the same constitutional law, mediators would look to muddle this pool. India must act immediately to nip such attempts in the bud. Kashmir is an integral part of India. Besides, issues of sovereignty are not decided by third parties. Jammu and Kashmir is under President's rule for another 5 months at least. Now is the time, we say, to set the house in order.